Howdy folks, Little John, and once again it's time for 5 on Friday. This week again with a little bit of support from the bit of homemade Tennessee whiskey, or whiskey in the Tennessee style for the purists. Anyway, what I want to chat about today is brewing to the seasons. You know, seasonal brewing. Depends how you want to look at exactly how you want to term the phrase. But basically, it's brewing based on either, depending on your system, whether the season you're currently in or seasons that are coming up. Now, there's two scopes for looking at, which is why I said brewing to the season or seasonal brewing. If you're just running a standard setup and you haven't got temperature control, so you're just relying on ambient temperature in your garage or in the house or wherever, then it's always been thrown around that you brew to the seasons, which means you allow the season to dictate the kind of beer you're making based on the yeast that's going to work best at those times of the year. So the thinking is, so if you're brewing in summer and it's warm in your brewing area, and quite often mid-20s, high 20s is not uncommon here in Australia, in most areas, over summer. So most yeasts don't perform that great in those temperatures. They throw in weird flavours and stuff. So in that situation, brewing in summer, if you've got those sort of temperatures, then using things like saison yeasts and doing farmhouse style ales is a better option. You're going to get a better result because the yeast is going to tolerate those warmer temperatures without doing, because that's where it likes to be. And then when you're coming through that nicer, through spring or even autumn, where you've got more standard temperatures, where you might be in the high teens, up into like the very low 20s, then you can run with your ale yeast. And for a lot of people, that's sort of a fairly easy temperature to maintain for a large part of the year. You're not dealing with the depths of winter or the heights of summer. So that's sort of thing. You can run through pretty much anything. You run all your ales, no problem at all. And then again, when you come into winter and it is colder, then it brings in the opportunity to run possibly lager yeast, depending on what your temperatures are like. If you happen to have a brewery that can get down into those low teens, then lager yeast is a good option, and you can brew yourself some lagers. Or alternatively, if it is not quite that cool, but still on the on the lower end of the teens, even mid, then you can run your USO5 and stuff like that at that temperature and make get a lager like beer. So you can run through the full year making different styles, but still running the correct style at the time, so that you're getting the best results that you can from your beer. Now, that's not necessarily going to get you the best styles for drinking at the right times because of where you're making them. Now, this is where we flip from brewing to the seasons to seasonal brewing, and this is where if you're running temperature control, you got a fridge, you can control that ferment. Then instead of looking at what beer am I brewing right now, you're looking at what beer am I brewing to be drinking in 6 weeks' time. I've discussed this planning out brews previously on a different thread, but this touches into this brewing of the seasons. So looking ahead and going, okay, well, we're only a couple of months out of winter, and you know, I'd like to be drinking some more stouts and heavier, more, you know, maltier, fully bodied beers. So you're looking at the end of summer and, you know, start of autumn to be brewing those beers so they're ready. I said I always brew my winter stout. I brew it at the start of this is the first beer I do after Christmas. So it's the end of the year, or it's the first, like, right into the new year. So it's got months of settling, so it's ready for winter. So you can do that sort of thing, brewing these stouts and your porters, your amber ales, stuff, browns and things like that. So they're ready to get you, so you go through the winter months. And then as you're coming into winter with your brewing, and it ties in with brewing the seasons, when you brew your lagers. Even if you are using temperature control, your fridge isn't going to work as hard keeping, you know, at 9 or 10 degrees when it's only 18 degrees outside anyway, as opposed to summer when it's 30 degrees. So you brew those lagers over winter, and then they've got time to sit in the bottle and age a little bit and develop and clear up, so they're ready for drinking in summer. And you're drinking them, they're nice and, you know, ready to go. They're drinking at their best over summer. And then you've got this, and then you have your in-betweens, where you can run your, like, you know, pale ales and stuff, which you can run, you can run all year. And the reality is you can run any kind of beer all year. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I don't just drink dark beers in winter. I drink, yeah, full range of beers. But you can focus more on making sure that there's different times to make sure you've got those right beers for the season made when that season comes. Instead of coming to, you know, you start getting the first lot of warm weather in October, and you go, oh, gee, I need to get some lagers done for summer, and suddenly you're pushing into early summer before they're even, you know, before you've even got them really in the bottle to start drinking, let alone, you know, giving them 8 to 12 weeks to age in the bottle, so they're drinking better. So either way, it doesn't matter which way you've got to do it, what system you've got. You just need to allow for it. That's it. If you haven't got the temperature control, find your area, get a look on your temperatures and brew based on that. If you've got your temperature control, you've got that freedom to brew whatever you want anytime you want. But it's still a good idea to keep in mind what, you know, what's coming up and what beer you are going to want more of. Yeah, then again, if you're a brewer just not at the same brew, it doesn't really bloody matter. Maybe you just need to be aware of what, you know, making different yeast choices at different times of the year to make that, so that beer that you're making is coming out, you know, at its best, or, you know, without drama from the yeast. Because if you're brewing the same pale ale all year long on your on the bench in the garage or in the corner of the lounge room, and the temperature's varying from summer to winter, and you're using the same yeast all the time, then your beer's going to be different every time you brew it. I mean, that's the whole point of temperature control, to keep everything at the same level all the time, so you're making the same thing over and over. You can't make the same beer, you know, 6 times back to back if your temperature's different every time you're brewing it. So it's something to look at, and then it's also a way of trying different things too. Because if you are banging out, if you're banging out a pale ale with USA 5 all year long, try it with some different yeast. You just might find you prefer it with a different yeast. No, nothing else, just something a little bit different for a little while. You know, get to have a bit of a break instead of drinking that same thing over and over and over. But again, that's a personal choice that you need to make, how you want to do that. So either way. So whichever way you're doing it, work with your equipment and the types of beers that you like to be drinking, and just look a little bit at, you know, the time of the year and what's coming up and where you're going. You know, it's not big. It doesn't make a big difference to how you're brewing or how you're going about what you're doing, but it's just a little thing that can make a little bit of improvement on the beers that you're drinking at each different time of the year. I mean, if you've got any questions about it, you know, you're not sure exactly what one, stick them down the bottom, ask away. You know, I'll always be happy to answer them. If you haven't subscribed to Little John, hit the button down there in the corner and subscribe so you get notified when the videos are up. I have a chat pretty much every Friday. I missed the occasional one like last week, but it's pretty rare. And there's brew vids coming up fairly regularly as well, with different styles and different methods. So that's me, Little John. If you're brewing for summer, brewing for winter, drinking in summer, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're brewing, then you're all good. So till I see you next time, we're brewing beer, we're drinking beer, or we're talking beer, good brewing.